And we're back, our final minutes with Matt Monroe. And the cat's out of the bag now, at least as far as what insiders, both at Channel 6 and in the other broadcast enclaves here in the CSRA, were talking about. This whole thing came down to, according to our sources. And by the way, Matt Monroe, I can swear on a stack of Bibles and be completely within the within the commandments here. Matt has not told me any of this himself. I have gathered it from other people who were there. I've gathered it from other people who are very, very angry about your departure, who are still collecting checks from Channel 6. I talked to a couple of folks that could be considered your supervisors over there, and they love you. They absolutely love you. Not one bad word has ever been said about Matt Monroe. I didn't talk to Bill Stewart. He has talked to other people at this radio station, and he just says that it's one of those things they can't talk about. I can say this, that business about not being able to talk about a former employee, the way the law is, the only thing you can't do is lie about a former employee. And telling the truth about him, you can do all day long. I don't understand how they didn't see this coming. And I also don't understand how they thought, given the popularity that you've enjoyed for the 14 years that you've been here, that people weren't going to raise teetotal hell at you leaving.
Well, maybe you should ask Bill Stewart to come on next. Maybe he can answer some of these questions for you.
He's more than welcome to do it.
As I say, I just don't know his reasoning. I don't understand it. It's just not logical.
We were talking a moment ago about the producer that left when she left Channel 6. She left for one reason and one reason only, and that's because she did not get along with Mary Morrison. She didn't like her. And Mary didn't like her either, from what I hear. And by the way, Mary's more than welcome to come on if she'd like to as well. When that happens, when you've got an employee that's obviously at the center of not just one but now several conflicts, it doesn't make any sense for the other people to leave and the one that is in the center of all of that sticking around. It's kind of strange.
It is strange, I would agree.
Well, what do you hope to do over the course of the next several weeks? I know that you've got some travel plans that you're kind of putting together in your head. And other than that, when you come back to Augusta after you've gotten back from whatever vacation you may take, what do you want to do?
Well, I think I've explored all the broadcasting opportunities here in town, and they've pretty much turned up nil, unfortunately. But I have been talking to some people, good people in town, where I might be able to put my marketing degree to good use.
Have you thought about treading water in another vocation until a spot opens up?
It's crossed my mind. But again, I doubt Channel 6. I mean, Channel 6 and 26 and the CW are all run by the same people.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have me back. That leaves Fox 54 and Channel 12.
By the way, don't say that, because how many morning weathermen have they had in the last 14 years at Channel 6?
1.
And how many general managers?
4.
There you go. How many news directors?
3.
There you go. And there's a reason for that, my friend. And there's a reason that you were there that long. And I gotta tell you, this doesn't sit well with people that are actually on the air, because if it can happen to you, it can happen to any of us. And I don't mind a business decision. We have to live with business decisions all the time. What I can't stand is arbitrary garbage going into the decision-making process. And you got hit with it like nobody's business, in my humble opinion. Now, I've heard some explanations from some folks saying that, they can't say this, that, and the other. But then again, I've talked to the battlefield veterans of the morning newscast, and they tell a much different story. And they all come down on your side. Did you know that? Do you know that you're in? Tell everybody real quick, if you don't think Austin Rhodes can keep a secret, Matt, tell him.
Yeah, Austin has known about this for a long time.
And
many weeks, and he was kind enough to tell me many weeks ago that he had planned on going on this radio show and kind of blowing it out. And
hoping to save you.
And hoping to save me, but I figured that wouldn't happen anyway. So I asked him to kindly keep it under his hat for those several weeks, let me finish out my contract in peace and quiet. And then if and when a viewer called him and questioned what happened, then he could have at it, so to speak. And he's a man of his word. He kept his word, and he waited.
Well,
thank you, Austin. I appreciate that.
It was the right thing to do, my friend. And I hope and pray that the best happens to you. Best thing ever happened to me was when I got fired at Channel 12.
Thanks, Austin. I really appreciate you having me on.
Hang in there.
Thank
you. See you guys tomorrow on the Austin Rhodes Show. Have a great one.